Deep in the forests of Ohio, a mysterious figure is said to lurk, tall, powerful, and covered in hair. Could it be Bigfoot's Midwestern cousin? Witnesses describe it as massive, a towering presence that sends chills down the spines of those who dare wander its domain. In the heartland of America, there's a legend that whispers through the tall grasses, a legend that turns peaceful afternoons into haunting memories. Our story begins in Minerva, Ohio, 1978. Picture a tranquil village where the simple gravel pit outside town became the stage for a harrowing encounter. It was there that children playing by the pit stumbled upon a beast of legend, 7 feet tall, 300 pounds, with eyes that shone like burning coals in the dark. These same eyes, like fiery orbs, would later peer through the windows of the Caton family, igniting a terror that would sear itself into local lore. Others recount nights with strange noises, unexplainable structures made of grass, and footprints too large for any man. It's a tale as wild as the creature itself. Some call it a man in a suit, others a remnant of a time long past. But for 2 men in Salt Fork State Park, it was a leisurely walk turned into a chilling revelation, face to face with the unknown. It's big, it's hairy, and it has a scream that could curdle blood, they say. Is it just local folklore, or is there something more lurking in the Ohio woods? What mysteries does the Ohio Grassman hold? Stay with me as I delve into the sightings, the stories, and the legends of this mysterious giant. To understand the Grassman, one must travel back in time to when Ohio's ancient inhabitants first spoke of a towering hairy beast. Before the bustle of modern cities, before the fields were tilled and the forests trimmed back, Ohio was a wild place. Here, stories of the Grassman have wound through the centuries, not just a modern myth, but a tale as old as the Buckeye State itself. In the 1700s, whispers of hairy bipeds were already afloat, becoming more frequent by the late 1800s. Imagine the Ohio River, a lifeline for early settlers, where a creature of immense size reportedly lunged at a man from the shadows, only to be repelled by the bravery of a young girl and her stones. In Ohio's heartland, the Grassman became a specter of both fear and fascination. From Gallia County to Minerva, the sightings persisted. And let's not forget, Ohio's own folkloric giant has appeared in literature too, described with an unsettling appetite in Venerable's A Buckeye Boyhood. These tales aren't just campfire stories, they're etched into the very essence of Ohio's wilderness and into the accounts of those who claim to have seen the unimaginable. Yes, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, the Ohio Grassman, this being may go by many names, but the description remains the same: enormous, shaggy, and unforgettable. This cryptid isn't Ohio's alone. It's part of a global family of folklore, with dozens of names, yet bound by one unshakable legend. Tales of the Grassman date back centuries. Native American tribes told of encounters with these mysterious beings, often viewing them with a mix of reverence and caution. In the whispering grasslands of Ohio, a story passed from one generation to the next, speaking of wild ones of the woods, bipedal ape men sharing the earth under the wide sky. The respect between these tribes and the Grassman was marked by an exchange as old as time itself, the giving of food. This ritual, meant to maintain peace, was part of a deeper understanding of the world they lived in, a world where man was not the only being of stature walking the lands. Folklorists have woven this figure into a tapestry of tales, drawing from Native American folklore, the European wild man, and the burgeoning voices of environmentalism. And so, the lore tells us, for centuries, food was offered in the quiet glades of Ohio, gifts for the wild ones, ensuring harmony between humans and the mysterious guardians of the woods. Whether this creature of legend still walks among the oaks and pines is a question that stirs the imagination and calls us to ponder the mysteries that may yet dwell in the untouched corners of Ohio. While ancient stories give the legend depth, it's the numerous modern-day sightings that truly keep the myth alive. In 1978, the quiet town of Minerva, Ohio became the epicenter of a phenomenon that to this day stirs curiosity and debate. The Caton family's serene life was shattered when they encountered a creature that was not just a fleeting shadow, but a persistent presence. This wasn't just a one-off sighting, it was a series of events that brought fear, wonder, and countless questions. Their story attracted media like moths to a flame, turning the Catons and their unwelcome visitor into overnight sensations. Investigators descended on Minerva, capturing evidence and witness testimony. There were descriptions of a towering figure covered in hair, its eyes reflecting an intelligence that was unsettlingly familiar. As the story grew, so did the legend of the Ohio Grassman, prompting not just fear but fascination. The creature, whatever it was, didn't just vanish into the annals of cryptid history, it continued to be seen, reigniting the intrigue with every new account. Festivals, conferences, even TV shows have kept the Grassman in the public eye. Ohio has become a nexus for Bigfoot believers, a place where the line between myth and reality blurs. Nathan Gray's encounter near Salt Fork State Park brought the legend into the digital age. Descriptions of a 9-foot-tall creature moving like lightning add a modern chapter to this enduring saga. Whether it's a figment of collective imagination or an undiscovered species, the Ohio Grassman continues to be a shadowy figure in the forest of our fascination. Its elusive nature only adds to the allure, compelling us to keep exploring the wilderness and the stories it holds. Standing at over 7 feet tall, covered in dark coarse hair with a strong musky scent, this isn't your typical woodland creature. Let's sketch out the legend with a bit more detail. Reports vary, but the consensus puts the Grassman in an impressive range of 5 to 10 feet tall, with most accounts describing a figure towering around 6 to 7 feet. And the footprints left behind? They're often colossal, spanning 10 to 20 inches, some adorned with peculiar features like claws, a pigeon-toed stance, or even 3 toes. Occasional handprints complement these foot tracks, hinting at a creature of significant strength and size. Weighing in anywhere from a hefty 300 to an almost unfathomable 1,000 pounds, most eyewitnesses speculate the creature's mass to be within the 350 to 500 pound range. And it's not just sight that signals its presence. The air often fills with a potent rot-like odor that's hard to miss. The face of the Grassman? It's a mosaic of features, a snub nose, sometimes luminous red or orange eyes, with hair and facial structure that evokes both man and beast. Described as aggressive yet capable of peaceful interactions, the Grassman exhibits a blend of behaviors that suggest an enigmatic intelligence. This creature's gait is distinctive. It moves with a unique walking style that's been described as moving like lightning, powerful and fluid. And the color? While the predominant hue is a blackish brown, some have spotted shades of gray or even a striking black against the Ohio greenery. Human-like in stature, it stands upright with ease, 7 to 8 feet of muscle and mystery, broad shoulders leading to long, flowing hair with a small head that appears pointed at the top. To those who have encountered it, the Grassman is more than folklore. It's a tangible, albeit elusive, part of Ohio's natural tapestry, a creature of the night that continues to stride through the shadows of the unknown. Many ask, is the Grassman just Ohio's version of Bigfoot? While there are similarities, several distinct traits set the Grassman apart. You see, though they share a family resemblance, the Grassman has earned a reputation for being notably more aggressive than its Sasquatch cousins. Is every sighting in Ohio a Grassman, or are some just similar Bigfoot species? That's the million-dollar question. The lines of distinction blur in the wild. Some folks posit that the Grassman might just be a subspecies of Bigfoot uniquely adapted to the Ohio landscape. And the Grassman doesn't just wander anywhere. It's been specifically spotted in the grasslands of Ohio, earning its namesake. Unlike its kin, this local legend has been dubbed the Eastern Bigfoot, with a knack for creating grass dens, a behavior not typically attributed to Bigfoot. Christopher Murphy, a name familiar in the cryptid community, observes that despite similarities, our Ohio heavyweight prefers grassy areas, which may explain some of its unique traits. And there's something about those eyes, glowing red or orange, unlike the more subdued eyes of a common Sasquatch. With an aggressive stance and a diet rich in tall grass, this creature earns its moniker as the most formidable variant of the Bigfoot family. Bigfoot by many names: Yeti, skunk ape, Dewey Lake monster, the Grassman joins the global lineup as Ohio's very own cryptid inhabitant. Whether it's the lack of visible neck, reflective eyes, or sharp teeth, the Grassman stands alone with features that both fascinate and frighten. There you have it. The Grassman may share pages with Bigfoot in the Cryptid Encyclopedia, but it's written its own chapter in the folklore of the Buckeye State. The origins of the Grassman are as mysterious as the creature itself. Is it a relic from prehistoric times, a lost species, or something even more unexplainable? Could the Grassman be a cryptid cousin of Bigfoot, branching off to roam the Ohio valleys? Or is it an entirely unique being calling the Buckeye State its only home? Not all agree it's a matter of flesh and blood. Esteemed primatologist Sarah Minto has voiced doubts, especially the idea of it being a misidentified ape. The differences are too stark. In a twist of discovery, Jody Cook's unusual find, a skull in 2006, promises a closer look into the enigma's roots. But when analyzed by Sarah Minto, it was determined that the skull was that of a baboon. From the depths of folklore to the screen, the Grassman's tale is told in hushed tones on podcasts and dramatized in TV shows like MonsterQuest and Mountain Monsters. Books with titles like Bigfoot Encounters in Ohio to Grassman, Ohio's North American Ape, chronicles the quest to unravel this mystery. Folklorists see Bigfoot's origins in a tapestry woven from Native American lore, European wildman myths, and our own eco-concerns. Some venture further, suggesting cryptids like the Grassman exist not here, but in a parallel universe, brushing ours just enough to still wonder. Lauren Coleman pondered if creatures like the Murfreesboro mud monster are speciated versions of Bigfoot, a diverse family of the unknown. When descriptions of the Honey Island swamp monster mirror that of the Grassman, theorists speculate, could they be distant kin? So the Grassman's beginnings remain shrouded, a patchwork of possibilities, from science to the supernatural. As with many cryptids, skeptics abound. Many believe the Grassman to be misidentified wildlife or even elaborate hoaxes. Video evidence, like Don Keating's notorious VHS footage, leaves us squinting and guessing. The grainy image leads to inconclusive debates. Handprints and nest? Sure, they've been discovered, but can we confidently link them to the fabled Grassman? That connection remains elusive. Reports of its nature are all over the map. Is it a gentle giant or a lurking menace? Depends on who you ask. And TV shows like Mountain Monsters? They're entertaining, no doubt, but the line between fact and fable is fuzzy at best. It could just be a person out for a prank, dressed in camo, giving us all the runaround. Snap a photo in the woods, and it's either the scoop of the century, or just a tree playing tricks on your eyes. But isn't that the charm of it? The not knowing for sure keeps the legend alive. The scientific community waves off Bigfoot as a myth, a mismatch of bear sightings, tall tales, and someone's overactive imagination. And those kids who thought they saw a monster, skeptics will tell you, that's probably just a bear. In the end, for every set of eyes convinced they've seen the Grassman, there's a skeptic ready with a rational explanation. The truth? It's out there. Somewhere. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, stories of the Grassman remind us of the wonders hidden in our wild spaces and the importance of preserving them. This elusive creature is said to craft dwellings in the very heart of Ohio's natural grandeur, using the forest's bounty to build structures as mysterious as itself. The Grassman's reported knack for architecture, creating huts from grasses, mirrors our respect for the rural grasslands of Ohio, an emblem of nature's untamed beauty. In Salt Fork State Park, Ohio's largest, tales of the Grassman abound. The park's expansive resources became the backdrop for this modern-day myth. Ohio's landscapes hold the clues to this creature's existence, whether in the soft rustle of grass dens or the fleeting shadows of twilight. Events that celebrate the Grassman also celebrate Ohio's wilderness, inviting us to delve deeper into the habitats that birth such legends. And while the Jericho Road man bear stirs whispers of livestock lost, it too calls us to consider the balance between myth and the need to coexist with all of nature's creations. In every whispered tale and every curious search, there's a deeper call, a call to protect these spaces as fiercely as the Grassman guards its secrets. So let's tread lightly in these woods, for the mystery of the Grassman is but one of countless treasures they hold. Our respect for nature isn't just about the legends it inspires, but the legacy we leave for generations to come. The Ohio Grassman, legend or reality, captivates our imaginations. As we search for answers, let's also appreciate the mysteries that nature offers. These tales, whether folklore or truth, serve as a reminder of the awe-inspiring world just beyond our back doors. They beckon us to not only search for the elusive Grassman, but to protect the mysterious wilds where such legends are born. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, like, share, and subscribe for more tales from the world of cryptozoology. Dive deeper with us, share your stories, and perhaps venture into the woods yourself with respect and curiosity. Remember, in our quest to unravel these mysteries, we must walk with care, for the paths we tread are home to more than just legends.